Today I'm visiting Applebee's restaurant at Amwaj Mall. Applebee's is a very famous American restaurant chain. It has more than 1,000 branches in the United States and many more around the world, including here in Saudi Arabia. The restaurant is known for its American-style menu. You will find juicy burgers, tender steaks, pasta dishes, fresh salads, many appetizers, and sweet desserts. It's a kind of place where people go to relax, to spend time with their friends and family, and enjoy simple comfort food. This branch of Applebee's restaurant is located inside a strip mall. It's next to other popular stores like Burger Fuel and Brand for Less. When I first arrived, the outside of the restaurant felt very simple. But of course, sometimes it's not about the look, it's about the experience inside. One thing I always liked about Applebee's restaurant is the feeling of comfort and the friendly vibe. In the US and other countries, many people love Applebee's restaurant because it gives you that warm neighborhood feeling. This is why I'm very curious to see if this branch delivers the same spirit today. I have visited many Applebee's branches before in the United States, in Qatar, and once in Jordan. In those branches, the experience was very good, and to be honest, it was a great experience back then. Today I will show you everything. I will show you the look and the feel of this branch. I will show the food we ordered, and I will show the full experience we had. So now let us go inside and begin our visit together. Hi guys, this is Yazan. Today I will take you with me to Applebee's restaurant, one of the most famous American restaurants in Al Khobar city. I will be ordering several dishes from their menu and I will be sharing my honest review. No filters, no fluff. From starters to desserts, we will be diving into the full experience. So join me today for lunch and let's discover together if this place is really worth the hype. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's give it a try, guys. As we entered the restaurant, the first thing I noticed was the unique mix of styles. On the walls, you can see many traditional Saudi items such as old weapons, carpets, and clothes. There are also many framed pictures of Saudi leaders, Saudi culture, and important places in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. At the same time, you can still feel the original Applebee's theme. There are sports photos, American-style decorations, and even some old Applebee's posters. This creates an interesting mix of two worlds, the American culture and the Saudi culture. The restaurant is spread across two floors. We chose to sit on the first floor during our visit. The dining area here is open and bright, with large windows covered by blinds. The seating is a mix of wooden chairs and booth sofas. The booths have colorful patterned backs typical of Applebee's restaurants. Tables are simple and clean, with salt and pepper shakers on each one. There is a drinks counter area with glass shelves, bottles, and glasses on display. A large TV was playing sports during our visit, adding some energy to the space. The ceiling and lighting feel a little bit old and could use some care. Some corners of the restaurant also look a bit tired and would benefit from renovation. But overall, the place felt comfortable and relaxed. There was music playing softly in the background and the atmosphere was quiet. We were the first customers that day, so it was very calm inside. And now, let us take a look at the menu and see what this branch of Applebee's has to offer. At this branch of Applebee's, there is no printed menu on the table. Instead, they use a full digital menu. Each table has a QR code. You scan the QR code with your phone and it takes you to the official Applebee's Saudi Arabia website. I think this is a good idea. It's more modern, more clean, and makes it easy to update the menu at any time. The digital menu is very complete and easy to use. It has clear tabs at the top. It includes food, drinks, kids menu, and desserts. When you click on food, the menu opens into different sections. You will find smash burgers, appetizers, salad, soups, steak, sandwiches, chicken, seafood, and pasta. Each item shows a clear picture of the dish. Next to each item, you will also see the price and the calories. This is something I really like. Calories are written for all dishes, including the kids' menu, which helps you make better choices. Families will be happy to see the kids' menu. It's not always available at every restaurant in several countries, but here in Saudi Arabia, they have a special menu for children. This makes Applebees a family-friendly place. The digital menu also shows the calories for drinks and dessert. Today, many people care about how many calories they eat and drink, so having this information in the menu is very useful. The pictures in the menu look simple but clear. It was easy for me to explore the menu and decide what to order. After looking at all the choices carefully, we placed our order. So now, let us go to the table and take a closer look at the first dish we tried. The first dish we ordered today was the Chili Cheese Nachos. We chose the full portion, which has about 1,930 calories. This is a very big plate, definitely meant for sharing between 2 or more people. When the dish arrived at our table, it looked really colorful and full. There was a large pile of corn tortilla chips, and they were completely covered with many toppings. I could see layers of melted cheese sauce, spicy chili con carne, slices of jalapeno, fresh pico de gallo salsa, and shredded lettuce. On the side, there was also a nice scoop of sour cream to add some coolness to the bite. At first, the dish looked very good. It looked full of flavor and texture, so I was excited to try it. I picked up one chip from the top of the plate and took a bite, but right away I noticed that the chip was very soggy and soft. It had lost its crunch and felt almost like wet bread. This was a bit disappointing because the toppings themselves were quite nice. The chili had a good flavor, the cheese was creamy and rich, and the jalapenos gave a strong spicy kick. The sour cream and the fresh vegetables added a nice contrast to the rich flavors of the toppings. But when the base of the dish, the tortilla chips, become soggy and lose their crispiness, it takes away much of the enjoyment of eating nachos. Good nachos should always have a nice crispy crunch. That's what makes eating them fun. I think this dish would be much better if the toppings were added just before serving, or if they used a little less sauce to help keep the chips crispy. In the end, even though I enjoyed the flavor of the toppings, the texture of the chips made it hard to fully enjoy the dish. This was my experience with the chili cheese nachos. This is the Fajita Trio from Applebees. It's one of the most colorful and filling items on the menu. The dish comes with grilled steak strips, tender chicken, and seared shrimp, all served on a sizzling skillet with Mexican-style rice. Under the meat and seafood, there are grilled onions and 2 types of peppers. Red bell peppers and poblano peppers give a warm, smoky flavor. A slice of fresh lime is placed gently on top. It helps add a little sharpness to balance the heavy flavors. Beside the skillet, there is a cold side plate. It includes sour cream, shredded lettuce, pico de gallo, and white cheddar cheese. These toppings are meant to be added to the tortillas. You can build your own fajitas with a mix of warm and fresh textures. The dish also comes with soft tortilla bread. The bread is warm and flexible, perfect for wrapping your bites. This meal contains 1,994 calories. It's best for sharing or when you are really hungry. The steak was served medium well, but turned out dry. It needed more seasoning and better control of the heat. The chicken was cooked well and soft, but it tasted like frozen, pre-prepared meat instead of something fresh. The shrimp had a chewy texture that made it hard to enjoy. It was clearly overcooked and lacked of softness of good seafood. The rice had some crispy dry parts. It felt like it stayed on the skillet too long. The cheese on the side had a sharp and sour scent. The smell of it was strong enough to affect the overall taste of the toppings. The tortillas were soft and easy to use, but with a little more heat, they could have had a better flavor and bite. This dish looks generous and has many good parts, but some important details made the experience less enjoyable. This is the Cowboy Burger from Applebees, and it comes with golden fries, creamy cheese sauce, and a side salad made of beans, corn, tomato, and onion. The meal looks big and colorful when it first arrives at the table, with many layers stacked into one thick burger. The burger is made with a 200-gram ground beef patty placed inside a soft brioche bun, topped with melted white cheddar cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, and pickles. On top of all that, there are slices of beef bacon, crispy onion strings, and a smoky barbecue sauce that gives it a bold taste. When I took the first bite, the meat was cooked medium well, as requested, but the edges were dry and a little hard to chew. The beef bacon was also dry and chewy, which made it less pleasant and heavy in each bite. The fried onion strings were soft instead of crispy, and they did not give the crunchy texture I was expecting. The barbecue sauce added a strong flavor, but there was too much of it, and it made the center of the bun soggy. The fresh vegetables inside were nice and gave a small balance to the strong flavors of the meat and sauce, but the bun became too soft and started to fall apart as I kept eating, which made the burger difficult to handle. The fries were hot, crispy, and full of flavor, and they helped bring some comfort to the meal. The cheese sauce on the side was creamy and smooth, and it tasted great when dipped with the fries. The small salad, made of beans and corn, looked colorful, but the flavor was weak and tasted like it came from a ready-made can. It did not match the rest of the meal and felt out of place on the plate. This full meal has 2,359 calories, which makes it one of the heaviest items on the menu. It can be shared or saved for someone with a strong appetite who enjoys rich and heavy food. The presentation was eye-catching and fun, but the dry meat, soggy onions, and wet bun made the experience a little messy. While some parts worked well together, other details could be improved for a better overall bite. This is the lava cake at Applebee's, served on a round white plate with a green border and presented with a scoop of vanilla ice cream on the side. Chocolate syrup is drizzled on top of both the cake and the ice cream, adding a nice look to the dessert. At first sight, it looks like a rich and sweet dessert made to please anyone who loves chocolate. The dark color of the cake and the shine of the syrup make it look warm and tasty. The cake is small in size but shaped neatly and placed carefully next to the cold vanilla scoop. The contrast between hot and cold is a popular idea in many chocolate desserts. The cake was expected to be soft from the inside with warm melted chocolate flowing out when you cut it. But after I opened it, the inside was fully cooked and there was no lava texture at all. It felt more like a simple chocolate brownie than a lava cake, which made it less exciting than we hoped. The cake was not dry, but it missed that gooey center that makes lava cake special. The vanilla ice cream tasted good and was smooth, with a light sweetness that balanced the strong flavor of the chocolate. And the drizzle of the syrup added extra sweetness, but it also made the plate a little sticky. The spoon picked up both the cake and the ice cream in one bite, and they worked well together in taste, but the missing lava center was noticeable and changed the whole experience. The portion was also quite small, and it felt like it came from a ready-made frozen item instead of being freshly baked. The presentation was nice, but the flavor and texture did not match the name of lava cake. This plate contains 1,053 calories. So if you are someone who enjoys chocolate in any form, this might still feel okay. But for anyone expecting the classic lava cake with a flowing chocolate center, it might be a little disappointing. The dessert ended the meal on a light note but lacked the wow factor we expected. It could be improved with better texture and more care in preparation. Blue Cocoa Margarita is a frozen drink that looks like it came straight from a tropical island. It shines in a bright blue color with a thick icy texture that stays cold for a long time. It is served in a big round glass, topped with a layer of sugar around the rim and a lemon slice on the side. The sugar adds a sweet crunch that mixes nicely with the first cold sip. This drink is made with coconut syrup and blue curacao syrup, so it smells sweet and fruity the moment it arrives. The color is bold and beautiful, and the coconut taste is the strongest part of the flavor. It also has a frozen margarita mixed with a balance of sweet and sour notes. That mix gives the drink a sharp edge that cuts through the heavy coconut flavor, making it a little more interesting. The icy texture melts slowly, so every sip starts smooth but turns lighter in your mouth. This makes it feel refreshing, but the strong coconut can start to feel too much after a few sips. If you really love coconut, this drink might feel like a perfect match for you. But for someone who prefers lighter flavors, the coconut might be too strong and sweet after a while. The drink also looks playful and fun, and it's perfect for taking pictures or enjoying with a group. It brings a nice energy to the table, even if the flavor is not for everyone. The Blue Cocoa Margarita has 183 calories, which is lower than many sweet drinks, so it can be a good option if you want a cold treat without going overboard on calories. The look is creative and the experience is different, but the coconut taste was a bit heavy for me. It's a fun drink to try once, especially for the color and shape, but not something I would order again every time. Cherry Limeade is a bright red drink that looks fresh and icy, and it was served in a to-go cup filled all the way to the top. The ice was crushed finely, so the drink stayed very cold even after a while. The drink is made from blueberry and lemon concentrate mixed with the fresh pomegranate juice, and that gave it a bold fruity flavor. It was shaken with soda, so it had a light fizz that made each sip feel exciting. The sweetness was the first thing I noticed, and it was strong, but not too much. The lemon and blueberry helped add a sour touch, so it felt balanced and refreshing. Even though there were no fruit slices inside, the flavors of blueberry, lemon, and pomegranate were clear and strong. Each fruit added a layer, so the drink tasted rich and full without being heavy. The texture of the ice was fun to sip through the straw, and the crushed style made it feel more like a frozen treat. I kept sipping slowly, but it still melted nicely without losing its taste. The drink had a nice color that looked good with the rest of the food, and it added something sweet to the meal. It was a good choice for a hot day, so I was happy I ordered it. With only 295 calories, it felt like a lighter option compared to the food we had. It was satisfying and cold, and it finished the meal on a fresh note. This Americano came in a dark ceramic cup, and it looked like a classic black coffee at first, but the first sip told a different story because the taste was much lighter than expected. It was mild and soft on the tongue, so it did not have that strong and deep coffee flavor. The body of the drink felt thin, and the texture was closer to water than to rich brewed coffee. There was no bitterness, which some people might like, but the flavor also lacked depth or boldness. It tasted more like a very light coffee than a real Americano. Even the smell was gentle, so it did not give off the usual roasted aroma that makes Americano feel bold and fresh. You can drink it easily, but it does not give you that wake-up feeling. It has only 15 calories, so it's good for someone who wants something very light. But if you love deep, rich, and full-bodied coffee, this cup might leave you a little disappointed. The price of the Chili Cheese Nachos is 48 Saudi Riyals. The price of the Fajita Trio is 109 Saudi Riyals. The price of the Cowboy Burger is 68 Saudi riyals. The price of the lava cake is 44 Saudi riyals. The price of the blue cocoa margarita is 32 Saudi riyals. The price of the cherry limeade is 26 Saudi riyals. The price of the Americano coffee is 10 Saudi riyals. The total plus the value added tax, which is 15%, is 347 Saudi riyals. The food at Applebees had a nice presentation, and many items looked appetizing on the table. Some dishes had strong points, like the Fajita Trio, which brought variety and color, and the dessert came out warm and fresh. But while the visuals were promising, the flavors did not always match that level. The nachos, for example, had generous toppings, but the soggy chips made it hard to fully enjoy the dish. The Cowboy Burger had a juicy look and came with crunchy onion strips, but the beef bacon was dry and the layers did not blend well together. Some bites felt unbalanced and too heavy. The lava cake had a soft texture and was sweet enough, but it melted fast and lost its charm too quickly. Even the supporting sauces and sides, like the cheese in the fajita plate, had odd smells or textures that made them difficult to enjoy. This experience showed care in the kitchen and strong ideas behind the menu, but the final flavors were inconsistent. So overall, I give the food a fair 3 out of 5, with room to grow and potential for something better next time. From the moment we entered the restaurant, the team at Applebees greeted us with a warm smile and made us feel welcome. They gave us the QR code menu right away and took our order clearly and politely. Even though there were not many customers at the beginning of our visit, the staff still moved with care and followed each request with attention. They did not rush us, and they listened to our notes about when to bring the next dish. Our drinks came quickly, and when we asked for the main dishes to arrive later, they respected that timing. The food was served with a smile, and the plates were placed in a clean and thoughtful way. We waited a little longer between courses, especially before the main dish, but it was not too long, just around 7 to 10 minutes. The overall pace was relaxed and gave us time to enjoy the moment. The waiter stayed polite from start to finish. He did not interrupt, and he came back at the right times to check on us without being pushy. That balance is something I really appreciate. So with all of that, I give the service a strong 4 out of 5. There is always a small space to improve, but the kindness and respect from the team made the experience feel good. The restaurant has 2 dining floors, and we chose to sit on the first one. The space was quiet when we arrived, which gave us a peaceful moment to enjoy the start of our meal. The walls were decorated with a mix of Applebee's traditional style and Saudi elements, which felt unique and different from the usual international branches. That mix gave the place a local touch while still keeping the brand personality. There were cozy booths and wooden chairs, and the lights were soft, not too bright or too dark. That made the space feel calm and easy to relax in. There was a visible drink station behind the glass shelves with clean cups and nice arrangements. Honestly, it gave the area a modern look and made the layout more interesting. However, the place looked like it needed a little maintenance because some parts of the furniture and the restrooms felt old and could use a fresh update. So a little touch of renovation would help to enhance the atmosphere. So the feeling inside was still pleasant and the overall vibe was friendly. That's why I'm giving the atmosphere a solid 4 out of 5. The restaurant is located in a shared shopping plaza, so there are plenty of parking spots available around the area. On normal weekdays, it's easy to find a place to park, but during weekends or busy hours, the lot might be crowded, which means you could spend a little more time looking for a spot. There is a wheelchair accessible ramp built into the main plaza walkway, making it easy for everyone to reach the restaurant. And the entrance to the restaurant is also flat and level, so you can enter comfortably without any steps or barriers. The whole setup is smooth and accessible, and it feels like thoughtful planning was made to welcome all types of customers. So this was my experience today at Applebee's restaurant. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and just remember, each bite tells a story. See you next one. Bye.